the minutes, I have just a couple of suggested changes. It says at the beginning, Bob Bandy expected late. I changed that to arrived late, and then later on it shows the exact point where Bob arrived.
Okay.
And then in the second paragraph from the bottom, at least on my version, Lynette's name is misspelled. It's Lynette.
Well, that's different, but that's never happened.
Want to change expectedly too?
To arrive.
Right.
And where is the misspelling of
If
Lynette?
if you go down, second paragraph from the bottom, first, see her name
Oh,
there?
Lynette, or
Yeah. Those were the only things I noticed, otherwise they look good to me. Any other changes, edits? Okay, well,
well, did everyone have a chance to look at them?
okay. So we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Right.
Okay, Bob, second, Lynette, all in favor? Okay, Paula, are you abstaining?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm
Writing.
All right, good, that's unanimous, then. All right, approved.
And Chris?
Yep, I'm good. I approve.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Chris, I should have checked with you.
That's fine.
And we've got old business and new business, but I'd like to, and there are a couple of things that I added to the new business, the draft transportation chapter and Chris's proposal for a grid feasibility study. And what I'd like to do with everybody's permission is to move the draft transportation chapter first, because that way we can get input from Shannon as the road commissioner and then let her go instead of tying her up for the whole evening. Is that agreeable to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let's talk about the draft transportation chapter then. We've had it for a week or so. And
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Unless there's someone else who would like to have a turn at doing the minutes. I don't know if anyone would like to take a turn doing the minutes. Would everybody like to take a turn doing the minutes?
nobody's beating the drum to do it for some reason.
Well, I mean, you have to pay attention and
Yeah.
take notes, and then you have to write them up.
Mhm. I'll do it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Chris, you've been doing so much. I think you can take a break from that.
Okay, thank you.
You're valuable. But
I can take notes.
do you want to do it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, but one thing I wanted to get was Theo's last name.
Grossman,
Grossman,
Yeah.
right?
US.
And I was trying to capture the attendance.
Okay, great. Yeah, and you got,
And I
Yeah.
got the addition of the review of the transportation chapter to the agenda. Were there any other additions?
and you
to
got
the
the
agenda?
fact that Tika, well, not, just, I wanted to make sure
We need to
Tika's
get-
name is,
TPCO from
Thank you, Bob.
proper name
Yeah.
is also Theo. There you go.
Tezo.
TECO.
CO, okay, all right.
As in Tampa Electric.
Got it. So any thoughts, discussion about the transportation chapter?
Where do you get that? I didn't print everything out, right? Printed everything out that was.
We received it by email.
Right, so I should be
Get
printing.
anything about that.
I've got the email on July 14th.
I can look at my phone if it's, I'm just not sure. I mean, if I,
Do you want me to run a copy for you?
not if I can find it, this July 14th.
Yeah. From the town of Wayne.
You got better eyesight than I do, if you can read it on your phone.
From the Wayne Town Manager.
Okay,
And I sent a reminder message to, I think.
So is the idea with this document to just basically copy and paste it and stick it right into the comprehensive plan after we review it and suggest changes?
Well, I would say it's a pretty rough first draft. It's really more of
Okay.
a guide because there's a lot of blanks that remain to be filled in with current data. But it's a great start and it's laid out based on the checklist questions, which we need to address.
Is it the 16th?
Right.
Do you remember what date it came?
14th.
14th.
I think.
So, Chris, I think it's a great start.
15th, July 15th.
What's the name of the transportation?
Nope, it's the 14th. Sorry, I'm right. Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it-
The name of the document, yeah, transportation.docx.
That, you got that,
Okay.
okay.
I don't seem to have it, but okay.
Oh.
You can go to that if you want, yeah.
Yeah,
Lori,
So,
did you say you don't have a copy? Do you want a copy?
I've got some printing right
Oh, good girl. good girl.
thank you. Well, let me suggest this. I don't think we're prepared necessarily to get into a very detailed discussion of it yet, but I think we need to decide how we want to address this going forward, whether one person is going to take primary responsibility for working it up, for elaborating this draft. And the main things that I saw in it is, okay, it's got a lot of data, but it needs updating in some respects. There are some specific areas where, well, for example, like table 7 and table 8, which, or table 7, which just, gives us a bunch of blanks to fill in.
Right.
And Shannon, do you have, I'm assuming that you're the person who has most of that information, if anybody does.
Yeah, so kind of going through it as far as culverts, I mean, we do have some of them getting repaired and replaced in the upcoming month or two for 6 different roads. The flood vulnerability assessment also just recently released a lot of information regarding those culverts, so we could incorporate that data as well.
Yeah,
Chris seemed to have gone through the transportation chapter, and I think he made note of some of the high collision areas. Is
Yeah.
that correct, Chris?
Yes, right.
Did you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I just thought that it was, I got onto the website and looked at the source of that map. And if you zoom into those 3 areas, 11, 16, and 19 were the 3 numbers. And I just thought that it was very interesting that Fairbanks Road is at the top of the list with 19 crashes and 16 on the downhill coming into Wayne and then 11 on the road leaving Wayne was not as surprising. But my only thought was it would be great to be able to just, certainly capture this in the comprehensive plan, but somehow maybe consider ways of making people aware that, hey, when you're going down 133 and you're about to hit Fairbanks Road, this is the highest crash area in town. So, keep that in mind.
but we didn't include 18.
Sorry?
You said 11, 16, 19, but 18.
18 is Fairbanks. Yeah, that's right. I just thought that it was interesting and a little bit surprising on the Fairbanks side of it. And that was all.
Is there some data missing that these folks could work on? We have certain pieces of it, not current with it, haven't looked at, but we got traffic counts from the DOT.
I'm sorry, traffic what?
Traffic counts
Yeah.
over cars, is that in there?
That is in there, or no, or was that on? No, that was one of the data sheets that
Okay,
that was provided from
Sure, yeah.
MPAP, I think.
assign one of these people to look into it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, go, you can finish that, and then I have something to add.
I mean, I think MPAP has already given us some pretty good data on the traffic count.
Yeah.
So
That would be able to normalize the crashes, right?
say again.
That would, well, if one place has twice the traffic as another place,
Yeah.
but just has, 3 times the accidents, and that's something that,
Yeah, although, yeah, also not surprised, but the highest traffic area by far is 133. And the intersection at Fairbanks Road that Chris is alluding to, that item 8 is right on 133. So there is a correlation there. I think you're right. But it's specific points on 133. So because, and I've only looked briefly at the transportation data that was provided by NPAP, but they provide counts at certain nodes, and I'm not sure how those, I mean, other than that they were kind of obvious intersections in some cases. I'm not sure
Well,
exactly.
no, you could, so Richard, you can definitely zoom in on that
Yeah.
map. You can go online and zoom in and you can break it down to what they are. All the information is in there, whether they're a deer or a head-on collision or a fatality. It's all pretty well detailed, but they zoomed out with this picture. They zoomed out just to kind of capture a bigger area.
Yeah, Chris, I was talking about that data that was provided by MPAP and actually, and you sent out the links and
yeah.
and that includes specific traffic count data, you know, the number of miles on the road, the number of vehicles per day.
Okay, thank you. Yep. Okay.
Well, okay, would be useful to have friends if those exist. So we know what's going up, what's going down.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think we did have 2.2 time points of data on that, but I'm not sure. And there was so you can see that traffic is increasing in at least some areas. But let's go back to how we want to handle this. I mean, do we want to try to get into this today? Do we want to try to revisit it at a
I'd like to
later
throw
date?
some ideas.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
I'd like to throw out some ideas.
Sure.
Yeah, I've reviewed it very carefully. I
Yeah.
read it through twice,
Okay.
Yeah.
with a careful eye.
Mhm.
There are a number of, errors that need to be corrected, which I've already identified. And, like this was actually used for the town of Freedom. And so the name Freedom occurs a couple of times in the document.
Yeah.
There are some typographical errors that occur, so I've already identified those errors.
Well, I'm sorry, Paul, what errors in this document here?
Yes.
Yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
about the transportation chapter.
Yeah, it's clear that clear to me that what they did is they used a draft that had previously been used for the town of Freedom. and
That's
then-
what I just said.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And so what we need to do is make sure we capture those changes. And then there are some who are asking what things Theo and Sam can do. And so table 7 is the approved roads budget, fiscal year budgeted roads percentage change. So that is an activity that would be very helpful for you guys to do. And I think what could happen, what we could have you do possibly is go through the old annual reports. Is that right?
Yes.
And pick up the approved roads budget. If I'm not mistaken, the approved roads budgets are included in the annual reports. And so table 7 could be completed. You know, it's a little bit of a painstaking activity to go through those annual reports and pick up those roads budgets. But it says fiscal year budgeted funds percent change. So the first step would be to find the
absolute number.
the actual budget.
Yeah.
Budgeted amount. And then calculate the percent change, I guess. So it would be probably a 2-column table.
Right.
So with the 2 columns, so you're looking at the date and then the approved budgets, are you looking at both the operating and the capital reserve?
I don't know, I mean, we could probably construct that table however we want and add additional columns to suit our needs, however we wanna do that. Maybe that would be a logical approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Maybe
sure.
as you look at the data available in the annual report, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I've been all over the annual reports
Oh,
already.
you're familiar with it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent, yeah.
The other thing is that there are some omissions in this chapter that I've identified.
So
No.
let me just pin that
So,
down.
yeah.
So Sam and or Theo will work on table 7. You guys are okay with that?
You good with
And,
that? Okay,
and
great.
you'll add actual,
Yeah.
are we looking at reserve funds or budgeted funds? What's the,
Question, we just have
Okay.
the budgeted operating funds they can pull out of the budget,
yeah,
the annual reports, and
Yeah.
then also capital reserves, that falls under a separate category, but they can look at both for each
Yes,
year.
we have to have both. Have to have both.
So two
Yeah.
columns
Yeah,
for each year.
Do you have to keep separate with winter maintenance, which is a pretty big item?
that's under roads, that
It-
falls
it-
all
If
together.
somewhere, it's, okay, might be useful, would it be useful to, so not sure that all separately or not?
To separate that out in this chapter, that's up to you.
Then let's do it. Let's.
Okay.
That would be a separate table, I think, would
Where-
it?
where are the
Or would it be
people?
another column in table seven?
Try it,
What do you
Okay,
think?
yeah, I mean, you
and
guys will.
we'll decide. You know what? This gave me an interesting idea. What if we designed this whole report so that one could put. Put it, you design it computer style so that you could do that. You could put your finger on this and you see the numbers.
You like hyper, are you talking about hyperlinking
I guess
into
so, yeah.
the annual
He
report?
knows what we're talking about here, don't think, right?
You, Lloyd is pointing to you, Chris.
Oh, really? I know, I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's suggesting that perhaps we could hyperlink numbers in the table to the annual report.
If the annual report's available online, then yeah, sure, you could put a link on it.
but obviously that would work if you're reading it on a computer, but it's not gonna work on a hard copy unless there's technology I'm not aware
We
of.
need smart paper where you just.
That's right. We will get there. We will get there.
These guys will know how to do it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I recommend making a table of contents where we like hyperlink everything we used, and I have like 4 running spreadsheets.
Yeah,
And,
Mhm.
it's a bunch of just raw data and like data soup that, it's my job to go through, but people do wanna go through it, like, we
Yeah.
can make it available to like online copies, yeah.
yeah,
And like, put a footnote in, be like 1-4 and like
Mhm.
table of contents.
Mhm.
that's okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all right.
So I think Tico had a comment.
So at some point, and I'm not sure how you wanna organize this, but so at some point, we should have a bit of a discussion on culverts.
Oh, yeah, that's, and actually, yeah, that's an item of particular interest, yeah, and I think it'll do.
The report,
Pardon me?
have you ever seen the report that was just done on that?
No.
Okay,
So actually, that's, and let me just go back over the agenda, so on old business, we've got the community survey, the review of implementation of the old plan and the state data sets and map resources, and new business, we've kind of jumped into that. The septic assessment update, the planning the next community meeting, the draft of the transportation study, which we're talking about now, and Chris's grid feasibility study. So actually, I was thinking so this is gonna be at the next meeting.
Correct.
So at the next meeting, one of the items we're gonna talk about is the resiliency plan.
The flood vulnerability study, which includes detailed analysis of culverts.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will absolutely look at the
Thank you.
culverts.
Yeah, that's the Community Resilience Partnership grant that was just concluded. I
Okay.
guess I'll also mention an omission in this transportation
Yeah,
chapter that I identified. They talk about air travel and rail and public transit.
Okay.
They don't number the pages.
Oh,
It's under transportation choices. But they mentioned that about Augusta Regional Airport being away. And the Portland International Jetport is for international travel. We need to expand the air travel section to indicate most people use the Jetport, I think, for all types of travel.
yeah.
Not just for international travel, it's used extensively.
Right.
I think people use the Augusta Airport quite infrequently, and there's a complete omission of bus travel. I think people use bus travel on the Concord line quite routinely.
Yeah,
So we need to add a section for bus travel in
Yeah.
this section.
well, I had a similar thought when I was reading through it. So
I know you read it through carefully as well, Richard.
What year did they, or did they move the thing out or to the new location?
What thing?
What year, the bus station in Augusta? It may have been since the previous plan, I don't know.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know where
I'm
the
not
old one
sure.
was.
It used to be various locations, it's literally storefronts down
Wow.
in the middle of town, which had a lot of advantages. Especially for me, 'cause it was easier to get to,
Mhm.
but now it's hard to get to.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
The one on Layton Road you're
Yeah.
referring to. Hmm.
So.
Hey,
Well, that would be-
Richard, I've got a question. Are the checklist questions in red on this document our responsibility to reply back to KV Cog?
Yeah,
My understanding is yes.
Okay,
And in fact, in many cases, they have responded already to the checklist question, but in some cases, we're gonna have to amplify it.
yeah,
Okay.
we need to kind of check it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make sure that each one of those questions have been sufficiently responded to in the draft chapter, I believe, and then we take it out.
And I'm sorry for being ignorant on this, but who put those red questions?
KV Cog
Okay.
inserted it from the checklist, so
Actually,
you may recall.
did Bob get those initial documents from the very beginning?
The Kennebec Valley Council.
This-
Which one?
this-
Oh, the checklist?
Yeah, the checklist.
Okay.
Bob, I'm not sure, cause you started a little late, did you
Yeah.
get that document?
Alright. You don't wanna ask me.
Okay, well, that's an important document
Yeah.
for you to have.
Yeah, this is,
I'd say, assign somebody that's taking this to the next step. And then we don't need to spend any more time on it.
yeah. Paula, would you, since you've already dived in, do you wanna take a crack at doing an edit of it?
You could do that.
And for any, and so, and then, did we identify any other areas that Sam and Theo could be helpful in terms of working up numbers or anything? That was the most obvious omission that I saw.
If the park.
Over table 7 and table 8. Now, LRAP, is that a state program?
Yes, it is. It's a local road assistance program.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Richard, there's a section under local roads that has a couple of X's in there and some yellow open text areas that could be, that's just data that could be added. And Wayne expended a certain amount of money on summer road maintenance. Those values are just they're empty. So there's a couple of things under local roads that could be information that.
Oh, yeah, I see, town's paving plan targets between blank miles of road per year for repaving.
Sure, just, yeah, and there's a few other.
We're working on it.
Okay.
I'll have to get the exact mileage for the 6 roads, and it depends on what kind of paving. This year, we're doing 6 roads of 1 inch of overlay. And
Uh-huh,
that's on roads that were already reclaimed and given a base coat of paving
okay,
previously. And then after they complete those 6, they're gonna be reclaiming hard scrabble and Fairbanks roads. And then putting a base coat of paving down for that. Now, in another year, they put an overlay coat.
They can show the 2 separate columns, then, if it's important, because it's comes to every 1,000 a year, so.
This could get pretty detailed depending on how detailed you want it to be.
yeah, and that's a judgment call. I'd suggest we probably want to err on the side of more detail rather than less at this point, because we can always edit it down.
Whereas you have, it occurs to me too, you have a computerized appendix to this whole thing with the detailed data like
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, so that's a good point, Chris. So we've got that information about the paving plan targets. And then right after that, the amount of money spent on summer road maintenance and how much it expends on winter maintenance and so on. So perhaps we could ask you guys to try to plug those places as well. That's just, and we'll get you, if you don't already have a copy.
I don't, yeah.
We'll make sure you get a copy of, let me make a note of that.
For the minutes, should I be specific about the second activity? The first one was a.
Yeah, that would be to fill in the missing information about local roads in the draft
Okay.
chapter,
In the what?
in the draft
Okay,
chapter, yeah. Okay, and is it okay if we're assigning this to the two of you together, or would you prefer to break it up? Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Richard, I'm sending Theo and Sam that document now.
Thank you, Chris.
I think I already have it, but.
Okay, I'll just send it anyway. We'll have it.
Okay, so any other discussion on so, and Paula, then you'll follow up with an edited version. You want to, you think you can have that for the next meeting, or do you want to take longer than that?
Yeah, probably for the next meeting, if you think we can have it
Sure.
finished.
Great.
We can get it done by the 17th.
Are there any one-way streets in Wayne?
There's at least one that I know
Okay.
of. And,
Which one?
oh no, it's not, sorry, it's not one way. But there was a proposal to make it one way, sorry.
What road is that?
It's the one that, it's Bridge,
Oh,
Yeah,
Bridge Street.
yeah, Bridge Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's one section right here that says one-way streets and it's blank.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you just wanna take that out since there are no. one-way
yeah,
streets.
if we don't
That's
have
not
any,
bad.
we could just delete that.
Well, you could, this is one of the things the plan is for, you could, is that desirable to resuscitate that and move it the rest of the way?
Well, good point. I mean, do you know who proposed it and what
I know
happened
it
with
was
the proposal?
the big, we had a urban planner,
Yeah,
that worked,
Yeah.
Aaron facilitated that, having
and that's a document that we should all read.
we should,
We should all read that. That was a very good job. And the guy's name was,
The Rich Trophy?
no,
Okay.
fellow. He was a South African guy and he went back to South Africa shortly after he finished that.
wow,
He was really great. And it was boy, I should be able to find a copy.
yeah, it was kind of a reimagining of the downtown and everything from simple changes that could be made that would improve parking, would improve walkability, and the whole sidewalk, the sidewalk improvement came out of
I think
that.
this is it.
Wow.
Is that it?
Wow, I have not seen that. That's
Well. We do.
Yes, I can get some more made, copies, et cetera, or I can just make physical copies of it if you want.
Let's make some,
Buy one.
one copy of for everybody, because there's a lot of very important challenges and materials in that, but.
Yeah, that's great. That looks like a,
So the fact that I thought it was one way, because I think because I thought it's a good idea, it should be.
What,
Yeah.
is there a date on that? Is there a date on that?
It was 2017.
Yeah, so.
Just
it was
after.
Done after our
Yeah,
plan
just
was
after.
done, but it was very good stuff, and it's gotta be, so we get one for those guys too. Great.
and what is it called?
A plan for Wayne Village at Mill Pond.
But it's really a transportation plan though, isn't it? Or?
No,
No,
it's
it works, whole works,
Planning
The
and
whole
design
thing?
consultants.
all kinds of
It
stuff.
was funded and facilitated by Sustain Wayne,
Yeah,
so.
Huh.
Going over the village vision, it's kind of like a downtown.
green,
Yeah,
but I know that the sidewalk in front of the general store and fixing that parking, making that parking parallel as opposed to diagonal, that came out of that.
recommended improvements.
Mhm.
and
That's,
infrastructure
that,
improvements.
you don't realize that, but at some point. Maybe you remember, that was dirt at one time. That was all dirt and gravel. And it's now been paved and then, 200% better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I read that when it came out, and one of the simplest things is to put in lines that are perpendicular to the curb to designate where the parking spaces are, and if you did that, you would maximize the number of parking spaces downtown, as opposed to people just kind of putting their car somewhere.
Mhm.
Some of the things were quite simple, and others are a lot more complicated.
Okay, well, that looks like it could be very useful to us.
Yes, yes.
Great. Okay, so Shannon, you'll distribute electronic copies of that to all of us, all the
Yep,
committee members.
and then if you want any particular hard copies, then just reach out to me and I'll have them printed
Okay, great, thank you.
at your August 17th meeting or
Yep.
for pickup at the town.
And what's the name of that document again?
It's a plan for Wayne Village at Mill Pond.
Yeah, I think next meeting should be fine.
Okay.
Great. Okay, any other discussion on the transportation chapter at this point?
Probably we should mention the flood vulnerability study. Assessment in this document, don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, somewhere in here.
Okay, well, if there's no more discussion on the transportation chapter, then Shannon, you can be excused.
All right, and then I will also send this out to the infrastructure committees for their review and any input through comments over email. Their next meeting isn't until September, I think, 21st. So they've got some time before, you got some time before they'll be meeting again.
So their next meeting will be the 21st of August
September.
or
Maybe
September,
they
okay.
should get the next version of this.
You're gonna share this
Yes.
chapter with them?
Yep, and see if they have any comments or anything.
September 21st is their next meeting?
Yes, I'll
So
try to
maybe
get them.
wait
Well,
until we
say.
do another version,
You
do
can.
you think?
Yeah, if you wanna fill in some of those questions
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the community and what the community wants, and then they can maybe focus more on the solutions and the proposals, so strategies for that.
Yeah, maybe that makes
Yeah.
Does that
sense.
make sense? Okay,
Clean it up a little bit,
all right,
add that additional information, okay.
sounds good.
Okay. Excellent, thank you very much, Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just a quick question, the flood vulnerability assessment report is not yet printed, is that right?
So, I'm waiting for copies, et cetera, to get back to me.
Okay, okay,
But we did post it on the website.
the full report?
Yep, Sam condensed it, so it was able to upload it.
Okay,
We were having
super,
some issues
alright,
getting it on,
excellent,
but they're both on the website and it's
Okay.
posted on the homepage under news, so people should. be
Great,
able to go and
perfect,
see
thanks.
You mean Wayne?
Waynemeeting.org.
This kind of stuff about.
Yeah.
perfect, thanks.
Right.
I just haven't checked it since the last time.
Absolutely.
One other thought, so as you go through reviewing and editing, if you find any other areas that you think need more data or holes to be plugged,
Mm-hmm,
perhaps you could communicate directly with Sam and
okay,
Theo
yeah,
and,
do that, perfect, thanks, guys.
great. Okay, so moving on into we approved the minutes, so under old business, the first item is the community survey. So as you all know, we got it out. It went out electronically to the email list. It went out to the mail distribution, although caveat, it hasn't shown up in my post office box yet. And when we checked about that the other day, they said, oh, well, maybe that's, Paula checked about it. And they said, well, maybe it's being bundled separately for the PO boxes or whatever. Although I have a copy of it, I haven't received a copy in the mail.
Right,
So I was a little troubled by
Yeah, actually, I was,
that. Does any,
I actually,
yeah, sir.
when I went to the post office, I asked about the EDDM just because I was there, and she said, yeah, we didn't have enough of them to put into the PO boxes themselves, but of course they did show up at all the actual mailboxes.
Oh,
That's not good.
what,
I gave 504 and there's like 30 left.
Huh.
I
No,
thought,
that was deliberate. 30 left over was deliberate because we wanted to leave a stack here.
okay.
I don't have those numbers with me,
But the
Yeah,
504,
there's a lot.
the 504 was what we were told was the total number of addresses, including, I thought.
Yes,
That's what I.
absolutely, it was including. Was,
So something's not adding up here. So Chris
Right.
told you that they didn't have enough for the PO boxes?
The woman at the post office box, at the post office said that she didn't have enough for that, or she didn't have the right size, or there was some little detail that prevented her from putting them in there. So that's all I know.
Yeah.
It should work.
no, the size was correct.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know the
yeah.
size was correct.
So Sam, would you mind going back and talking to her and
Yeah.
trying to figure out what happened there? And
So I will tell you that when I spoke to the postal service worker on Saturday, she said that Michelle, I think who is the postmaster,
Yeah,
is away this week. Is that who you worked with?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Mm,
and she was enormously helpful when I went in. She was
Yeah,
Huh.
super helpful.
yeah.
okay, well,
And
you
worked
may,
out the numbers for me. Those numbers came from her.
yeah, something's not adding up here. So you may have to
But we
wait
can-
until next week
Yeah.
when Michelle's back to get the scoop on it. But let's see if we can identify what the problem was and fix it if we can. You know, obviously, we want to get it out to everybody if possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful, because Chris said that the survey numbers jumped
There was a little bump.
after the EDDM mailing occurred.
Yeah, yeah, so
We know
clearly,
that it was effective.
clearly a lot of people got it, yeah. And it's also been posted on the town website. I wrote a piece for the Messenger.
And I confirmed with Carol Steck that she has that.
Yeah, yeah, she emailed me back confirming that,
Okay.
Have
yeah.
signs gone up at all?
Chris Hurd and I posted signs all around town. Before Shannon leaves, I wanna ask, I think it would be helpful if we repost. The announcement on the Google Groups list at some point.
Hmm, yeah,
Maybe not immediately,
yeah, yeah,
but at some strategic moment, I think
Yeah.
it would be good to say,
just to say,
if you haven't yet completed the survey.
yeah, yeah,
Here's.
Just a reminder.
yeah.
Right,
So I think, and Chris, thank you very much for sending out those summaries of, or analyses of
Mm.
the responses. Those are very helpful. I will say, just I still am not able to get up-to-date information when I access it directly through the link that you provided. When I go and I tried it today, it still only gives me information for 25. It's like it's stuck in time for some reason, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because the survey summary that you're sending out is just as helpful. So
Yeah, I can't speak to why that's
that's
happening, but
great. I think we have,
I think I can, because Stan told me that, the free version, now I understand that we've got a version that we paid for, but the free version, that is what happens, is that you can have 100 people reply, but you can only view 25 of them. So somewhere in the, whatever link you're going to, it's not the link for the paid version.
That's the explanation. Thank you, Lana. This was keeping me awake at night.
And it makes so much sense, doesn't it?
It does. Now I have a rational explanation for what's happening. So, Chris, I think we've got 84, 86, 84 so far. So, and I think Bob, your estimate of what it took, I think it was
230, I think.
yeah, so we got a ways to go, but we gotta keep plugging at it and try to get as many responses as we can.
And maybe in the reminder email that goes out, the gentle reminder, we
Mhm.
could
Yeah.
put that number and say where we are and where we need to get to make it a valid.
well, we should not say valid,
Okay,
that that doesn't mark validity.
okay.
The survey is valid. It gives it power. It's what's called power.
Okay, so a more powerful response
Yeah,
then.
well, yeah, yeah, statistical power.
Just somehow to try and nudge people.
And if we really get desperate, we can say, we'll give you a $10 gift card if you fill it in.
Raffle tickets.
Couple lemonade, yeah.
And ice cream cone at the Tubby's.
Now, maybe we could recruit Tubby's to donate the ice cream, because that might work.
Oh, everybody's gonna want one.
Yes,
At the American Legion in Winthrop, we just did a survey. And some of the people in the post have done multiple surveys over the past years. And they say that if you can get a 10% response, you're doing really, really, really good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I never hope for, anything approaching 100%, but.
Can I ask, your experience with surveys and American Legion? Was it all electronic? Or was it also paper?
No, the last one, we were stuffing envelopes.
See,
It was-
I'm gonna mention it. I think just only allowing electronic is cutting out a big percent, well, not big percent, but significant enough. Some people don't have smartphones, and if we're also demographically taking out not a random sample, I'll say. You're getting a certain demographic there that don't do this, and we're not gonna have that insight. I
Yeah,
don't know, what the solution, if it is a problem, maybe we'll get. We've got to get about 2.5 times what we got right now,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point. I'm sure that we're missing some people who are not comfortable with doing it online or don't have the, up-to-date equipment. It substantially complicates it, obviously, if we
It is,
do it as a
yeah.
hybrid,
Yeah.
and particularly integrating the results. I mean, Chris, if we did start getting some survey results by hand, how would we go about integrating those in the summaries? I mean, they would have to be entered into unless we did it manually separately.
Can I offer on that too? I go over to the Williams house, I'll take a picture of the bookshelf. I'll say, give me all these books that are historic fiction. I am sure that I can take a picture of a survey and say, digitize this, get all this. And so the recording of it is not the problem. To me, the distribution and getting this out to people who will fill it out is gonna be more of a problem. That's what I would.
Maybe we need to go talk to, Asian at Home.
I know, and I haven't done that yet. I've got that
Oh.
one away from me.
Okay,
But I said I would talk to Deborah, and I'm sure she will put it out in her newsletter. And emphasize the fact that there would be assistance at Aging at Home for people who need assistance.
Oh, and Bob, you were gonna talk to the library about making sure that
oh, I did,
Yeah.
yeah, so I went to the library and I set up the browser, the bookmark for the survey.
oh, great.
Now, I didn't circle, I did that right the next day or the day after. I haven't gone back to talk to Janet and how many people come in here.
Okay, oh, that's great though. And in the piece that I sent to the paper, I said, hey, if you don't have a computer or you want to use a public
Yeah.
computer, you can go to the
I go
library.
to the library.
So,
Do we have sort of an information card by the library computers that says in order to?
That, I was
Access.
supposed to do that, I didn't do
Okay,
that,
yeah.
but.
But I brought a card to the library, so they have one. I'm not sure where they posted it,
Well,
but
all you have to do is there's 2 computers and I told Janet, she told me what computers to set up, so I set those 2 up. So if somebody comes to the library and asks Janet,
cool.
word about the survey, she'll be able to answer, and hopefully she also passed that down to people who volunteer.
Probably want to make sure that happened
Yeah, okay, I'll talk to
between
you.
all the volunteers and the intern. other people need to know that.
So do we have those leftover cards or we don't have 90 left over? We don't, but we might need them for the PO box as it ends up.
Yeah, yeah, sounds like we ought to hold on to those until we can sort out what happened with the PO boxes, because I'd say that's a top priority.
That's all we have left though, huh? We were supposed to have like 90 of them.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought, because didn't we
But
order 600?
600.
And.
But maybe,
We got a lot, we might be able to pull off just
but maybe,
if something happened and need extra.
but it might be that the EDDM site was wrong
Yeah,
on their 504 number.
I guess
And
that's,
we actually needed more.
yeah.
So we should probably save these for EDDM before we start putting them around town.
well, but some of these have already been posted, right? I mean.
The
Well,
post,
we made
Oh.
8.5 by 11 fly.
Right.
I adjusted the
Flyers
size
and
and
posted
posted
them
them
around.
Right,
town.
right, okay. Yeah, let's hold on to these until
Yeah.
you
it comes
can
back.
pin down
Yeah.
what happened,
Mhm.
so, and see how many we need, so.
But you know, if we have to do hard copy surveys and enter data. You know, I guess we could do that. You guys could maybe help with that, do data entry.
Well, for a while, they're here till
I'm here till August 6th,
Okay,
so yeah.
August 6th.
Yeah, like end of the first week of August, yeah.
yeah,
All right, so
Okay.
that limits that, I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think that adding hard copy data to the survey is going to be difficult. So that
okay,
if we have hard copy data, we can do that. And I'm looking at the Wayne Community Events calendar, and so there's a whole bunch of things going on. There's a mahjong, there's a music circle, there's a coffee and conversation, there's a men's and women's gathering, and cardio.
Those are all aging at home.
Yeah, so I mean, why don't we like divide and conquer that thing and go to each one of those and bring a computer and a survey document and say, if anybody wants to take this, we'd be happy to help you. You know?
it's a great idea.
So
yeah, those are all the aging at home activities, right?
Okay, cool.
picture of one page of the comments,
Mm-hmm,
I said, analyze it, and it digitized and AI gave a summary of all this. So if it can do the comments, it can also do the question.
But that's not what we need, we just need to
Yeah, we
do
don't need
the
that.
for the survey.
Right. Yeah, but if I can digitize it and then I can say, put it in a file, I can put the file up. Chris, if I gave you an Excel file, would you be able to merge that with the Excel file? Yeah, you'd be able to download that file from the website. And we can merge those two files together, the data from the website, from the survey, and the data that's collected.
You could, but you could also just enter it into the SurveyMonkey
Yeah.
website one by one anyway, and just put and
But
just
that would be one survey. If I have 20 surveys, I have to sit and do 20 times where
yeah,
this.
I'll do it for you. I mean, it's not that I can burn through those things that survey very quickly, and I think it would be better to keep it all in one place. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
yeah, I agree. Well, so do we want to move forward with a paper copy of the survey, at least for aging at home? We were talking about bringing a computer there.
We could just do it on a phone too. You don't have, I mean,
Again, I think
but if
it's
you
pretty
have
hard
a
to read
printed,
on a
the best thing
phone.
to do would be to have a printed copy
Yeah,
for the participant to look at
yeah,
and read the question, and then the person entering the data can just enter it on a phone or on a computer.
on a computer. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Now, the question is, if you do that, these people don't have email, so we need some way of.
Well, they would have to have an email address.
Would I,
right? Wouldn't they, Chris, have to have an email?
Well, yeah, in theory, but the Survey Monkey, all it does is it just checks for what it thinks is a format that is okay. So you could have,
We could have survey one at.
That's
Google
right. Or you could have survey one at waynemain.org and just say, okay, and then survey two, and it would still accept it.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm,
okay.
okay.
That's called a workaround.
That's darn right. Yeah. Yeah.
I just checked and looks like it's 109 for,
Wow.
or 190 for PO box. Like we must have just missed it on the site. The site was down for a little bit.
Oh, you mean
It's
they didn't put it on
190.
PO because we didn't pay for it?
I don't think we paid for it. It's like an additional $50.
Oh, so we were only looking at the letter carrier distribution number.
I think so. Which is no big deal. I'm seeing a number, it's 504, and then there's an additional 190.
That's what-
Oh,
wasn't
so
it?
it's-
So we didn't print it.
Oh, okay, all right, so this is.
There could be 190 in there though, it seems like.
Well, but, okay,
No,
so let me make sure I
600.
understand, so the
600.
504 was the physical addresses, no post office boxes.
Yes.
We've got those covered,
Mhm.
but somehow we missed the fact that we needed an extra 190 and an extra $50.
Or $49.40.
All right.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Should be able to.
Yeah.
So.
But the website, there was a problem with the website and I had to go down. Couldn't do it either, and yeah.
So I don't think we have, well, I know we don't
We don't
have
have-
190 there because we only printed 600.
Right,
And so Lynette, can we print up another?
certainly, copies will reprint another,
Well, we can do a run of 200.
That's what I was
you
thinking.
wanna run up 200,
Yeah, because we need 190 for the post office boxes. And that'll give us an extra 10, and then we want extras to put at the. At the. Desk here.
yeah,
But those,
The
would-
library.
but that's covered by those. I mean,
right,
but,
but Paul is saying if we did 200, that takes care of the post office with 10 extra that go in that
I
pile.
mean,
Yep.
because they usually wanna do a run at the copy shop if we need a number.
Yeah, they're really good, they'll do anything, they are so easy to work with.
Hmm.
okay, so Lynette, you'll get another 200 copies.
So
And
I will, I don't even know if I have to resend it, they may still have the file, cause I sent it,
They
digitally.
probably
We just
do.
call them and ask them.
They probably do.
Yeah, and I'll put in that order and they billed the town directly
Yeah.
for it, which was very convenient.
oh,
Um,
that's nice.
And
Good sleuthing, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Well, it wasn't showing up before, now it is, so.
Yeah, okay, and then. So how long do you think that'll take, Lynette?
I can't call tomorrow, I'm gone
Okay,
12 hours. But I can call on Wednesday morning and they'll have them printed. Probably by Thursday easily.
okay, so by the end of the week, you should have those, and then can you get those to Sam? I'm just saying it makes sense.
I'm gonna
You're
just
gonna-
let Sam go and get them, that's
Yeah.
what he did last
Yeah,
time.
okay.
I
Right.
can also just figure it out too, if you want me to call them and.
Just call them and see, and if they need me to resend them, I can do that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That would be fabulous. And so we'll get an extra 200 and you'll talk to,
Copy shop,
pardon me?
copy shop.
Copies, et cetera.
Well, and then you'll talk
Copy
to
center.
Janet, is it Janet? Who's the post?
That it's called,
I think it's
isn't it?
Michelle.
Copy
Michelle.
Center,
I don't know.
the place on 202.
I want to say copies, yeah, copies,
Copies,
et cetera,
yeah.
Manchester.
But then and then we need to get those in Michelle's hands and say, and I say Michelle because whoever's doing it in the meantime is probably not somebody
Yeah.
we want to deal with, I'm guessing. And since you have to talk to Michelle, well, and when Michelle is back then, and that should pretty much coincide, because she's gonna be gone for the next
Monday.
week, or this week. She should be back next week,
Monday,
right?
yeah.
Monday. We should have the 200 by then, so we should be able to get those PO boxes filled. Yes,
I have not had much luck dealing with anybody else in the post office other than Michelle.
Agreed, yeah, I agree. That's why I'm suggesting we should focus our efforts on Michelle, so.
Oh, we also should tell somebody here at the town office that we're gonna spend how much more money.
Yeah, we have a,
We have a budget.
we have a little bit of a pot of money that the select board put for our work. things
But just tell
To
them,
let,
this is coming in.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, excellent. So that was very productive, pinning down what the problem was. And so we got an extra 190 to the post office boxes. Hopefully we'll get a bunch more replies from them. Okay, any other discussion on the survey, the community survey? Okay, all right, then let's move on.
Did we finish the discussion about helping people who want a hard copy? And making hard copies available? I mean, if we're gonna do hard copies, should we have some hard copies available here?
Well, so let's talk about that. If we're gonna do hard copies, who do we want to get them to? How are we gonna distribute them?
Maybe Lynette, if you could, if we inquire and find out if there's. I mean, if there's only like 8 people, then. And of them, you get one that does. How many people attend?
it depends on the event, it's not like in the dozens and dozens of people.
Right,
We're very happy at Aging at Home if we get 20 people, but that's a big event.
yeah, and like you said, if you get 10% of the audience, then that's 2.
But you've got multiple events.
They're different thing and people come to different things.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to Deborah and she'll get the word out. And we'll figure out, I'll talk to her about what she thinks would be the best events to either have one of us there or Deborah can help them. She's very computer savvy and can help anybody get on. And if we have, if people express an interest in a paper copy, we can get them one, I guess, what we would do.
Yeah, and I'm the proponent of paper copies, it's just that some of these questions make it awkward. And we have a huge list and we say order.
Yeah.
That's, yeah,
They can just number them.
And,
they can number them, yeah.
and
yeah.
people might not be comfortable. I mean, if I don't know you, are you gonna wanna tell me what you think about the town? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, well, so it sounds like we're still thinking the first line of defense is to try to get them to serve it, to fill it out
Mhm.
online, but help them with it. But then have a paper copy available. They say, no, I can't deal with that. I just want to do it. So, and how difficult, well, if you got a printer, well. I'm just thinking, there's a problem in getting into the survey because you've already taken the survey and it won't let you get there again.
Well, you can open up the survey, even if you took the survey. I did.
When I tried to do that,
You can open it.
it wouldn't
You
let,
can't submit it.
I immediately got a banner that said, you've already taken the survey, you're not eligible to take it.
Okay.
I'll make a PDF of it. So.
Okay.
So we can print it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I have to take it again because I was a tester. I was like the first person, I think, to take the survey.
Okay.
And I don't think I don't think my results were registered. I don't think I'm I don't think I'm included.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look and I can delete, individual entries that happen very early. I did that actually for myself recently. So.
You did that, so you must have deleted me. Maybe that's why I'm able to get back into it.
No, I deleted one for me, but were you MRC 1620 at Yahoo?
No, I'm Peter Sussing.
Yeah. Okay. I don't.
But
See
I'm not listed, so.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
You with some banners of general interest rather than one versus another.
Yeah,
As, some question that they can handle with them.
yeah. So, okay, and so Chris, you'll take care of sending a PDF of it out to,
Yes.
so Lynn can distribute it, have it available. Okay. All right, so we're done with the community survey. So the next item is the review of implementation of the 26 comprehensive plan, which Tico particularly was interested in. And I think, Paula, you have some information on that with
On
respect
which
to, on the review of implementation of plan and in particular, the feedback from the Conservation Committee.
I'm still waiting for the feedback from the Conservation Commission. The team is working on that information. I have a little bit of information. A review was done in 2022 on the comprehensive plan. So I have partial information, but the members of the Conservation Commission are working on that, and I won't have that until our next meeting.
Okay,
I only have partial.
Was that just the the
Conservation,
conservation?
the natural resources elements of the implementation.
They
plan.
did a review in 22.
They did a review in 2022, yeah, which I have, but they're reviewing all the elements that I've identified from the implementation plan. And so I don't have that complete review yet.
now that covers a lot of topics, but I think there are other things which were not covered by that. I'm not sure at this point we have anybody following up systematically to try to identify exactly what was done. You originally, you had looked into that, hadn't you, Lloyd, in terms of what had been done with the 2016 plan?
Well, there's that, there's a draft of a first cut of it has been done, what has not been done. There's not very much, so, you know, it does.
That was that one, your notes?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So. What, that will be. What is our next meeting? Yeah, it'll be
The
the
17th of August.
17th, so they'll have something for you then.
Oh,
Okay, right.
But it didn't have all of the elements of the implementation plan been divvied up among the members of the committee?
Well, so I was just looking at this, was that how we had signed it?
Yeah.
Signed it, Lynette?
That was very early on.
Okay,
We quickly went through and said Bob would do public facilities and services, Lynette would do municipal finances, Ford would do economy,
yeah,
Paula would do natural
right,
resources.
right,
You mind
okay,
if I take a
Richard
picture?
would do-
Yeah, what I was thinking.
You did the top one,
Okay,
Richard would do the planning.
okay,
That one, yours.
okay.
Oh, yeah, here's
What
one.
about the land use, is there a section on land use?
Not in your. Not in your
Not much,
breakdown
sorry.
here, no.
Well, there ought to be, yeah, well, it's, we wrote all of the. Codes.
well, so, I mean, so I think that falls under planning board, which
Yes.
I said I would do,
Okay.
but I haven't done it yet.
Okay, no problem.
And then, and then Bob, you got public facilities, right?
Is that? Fine then,
Yeah, well, if you look in the back of
okay,
the
Yes.
plan,
okay,
there is a section called Public Facilities and Services, and that lists. Policies, general, emergency services, solid waste, education, and it breaks it down to strategies
got it.
and the responsibility and the date. Like who was gonna take care of that.
Okay. And then Lynette,
I had done that.
You had done that,
I gave it to you, but now I'm gonna not remember where I put it. You have mine
I have a copy
of what I wrote up?
of what you wrote up.
Okay, that's what I wrote up. I must have it somewhere. I don't know.
okay.
So I see what the table's about, I'm still. I don't understand what we do. We read this,
It's a status update as to where we are in terms of the implementation.
but where do I find the information?
Back where we're looking.
Okay, so it's.
Well, first up is that they have an infrastructure committee now, which is looking into all of these things,
Okay,
infrastructure committee. You might
Okay.
find out what,
You're not
Which
supposed
is-
to be here.
I know. What were you saying about the infrastructure committee?
well, we've got one, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and they're going to meet on the 17th of September,
September.
so just put it aside.
21st.
okay,
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
put that whole agenda item aside.
so I need to be involved with that. Could I be added to that group, the meeting?
Or at least,
But this is what follow up to see what's been done with the 2016 plan goals.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, I will include you on that correspondence with you. All right.
Got a better memory than I do, I'd have to write it down.
So I didn't have, detailed,
Thank you.
I don't know how much more detail you need. Eric is on the budget committee, he has been for years, so I sat down with him and we went through all of the items and he was able to say, done it, not doing it, still doing it, whatever,
Right.
Mhm.
just basically what Lloyd had done
Mhm,
here.
mhm.
Okay, and then Ford is not here. Don't know if he has anything to report. Paul is working on natural resources and I will work with the planning board. We actually haven't had a meeting for a couple of months now, but we'll get to that.
well, I'd like it if we could dispose of these fellows' business, and they've gotta talk to him, which may be better separately, but they got some financial or some questions of dovetailing the stuff that they do with the stuff he does. And they just have to talk themselves.
I'm sorry, who do you have to talk to?
They have to talk to him, to Chris,
To Chris?
right?
Okay,
But they don't have to do it now, but they do have a status report on on both of the things, really. I'd like it if we could just attend to that.
Okay.
Just sit there.
okay, yeah, I'm good with that. Is everybody amenable to moving that item up on the agenda? Okay. Go for it.
You wanna go, or should I?
I don't care.
You go for that. Alright, I'll go. Yeah, so I'm on the septic. And, I started by making a catalog of, like the 416 or so waterfront properties that are zoned that way. And, going through that, updating it, went through 2 of those full filing cabinets, took me forever, got it done. And you now have 2 like full databases, one of undocumented properties, one of everything that we have. I can make one of documented as well.
When you say undocumented property, what do you mean?
We have no records. And we have 234 of them,
Wow.
which is a little over half of the waterfront properties in this town. And,
And is this, when you're saying no record specifically relating to septic? I mean,
no septic records that we have in this town,
Okay,
in the town office files.
okay,
And, that's mainly because the ones that we do have, they're either, new builds or, their septic failed.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
we're gonna have, and I'm looking at this, like, I think you guys have this, I'll send it around if you don't. Like, a little over half are older than 1970, which puts them in the range of their septic systems, if they're like installed right then, are over 40 years old, which is their lifespan, and, crack or, leak through are not, adequate for the homes that are there.
Didn't I send that a copy to you or
I don't recall seeing that.
within the past couple of days?
Or actually, and actually, now that I think about it, Lloyd, you had sent me something with a Word document and then you said, and the data's attached. But I didn't see the data. There was a Word document which had, but the data was
Well,
not there. It was not there.
I'll do it tomorrow morning, you're good. You're
Send it
good.
to everybody.
Yeah, I got it.
You got
Or,
it?
I mean, I have the list of everyone's emails. And this is all the data that, we deemed relevant for this project that you want in a comprehensive plan that you can just glaze over in 30 seconds. And, you know, I've run out of indicators that, you know, seem relevant to add to this project.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'll send this out and, you know, please reach out for what you think would be important to, you know, have in this, you know, process of drafting an ordinance to, you know, increase, you know, make your standards a little stricter, which, you know,
Mhm.
but the data's here now.
Yeah, so well, one thing you've already mentioned that's very useful is that half the properties are pre-1970 and
Yeah.
there's no record of any upgrade or update to the septic system, so presumably their systems are now at, 55 plus years.
Youngest, yeah.
Paula,
Are
yes.
these all properties in town or just?
Just shoreline.
Shoreline zone properties? Okay.
It's like a good chunk of that.
It's a lot, yeah.
Wow.
You have,
Um,
yeah, it's like a little over 400, shoreland zone homes.
It's hard to believe that there would be septic systems still operating that are 60 years old, but.
Yeah,
Can you
there's
break
one
that
right next
into
door to us.
Some lakes,
Yeah, sure. I mean, so of all of them or just the
Well,
undocumented ones?
I think as a community, I think we're mostly concerned about Androscoggin because
Sure.
of Bloom.
It was on Androscoggin. Yeah. So of the undocumented ones, about a third are on Androscoggin.
Okay.
And, you know, a little under a third are on Pocasset. And the rest are split up between like Lovejoy, Pickerel, Wilson.
And Androscoggin's probably got the biggest shoreline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of it's not in, I mean, like a good chunk of it's not in Wayne. It's in Leeds.
Yeah,
And so there's
Oh.
all that like non-reporting and I
So
reached,
you're including, okay.
I'm not
No,
including them.
no,
I
This
reached
is
out.
just one.
This is just
right?
Wayne.
Oh, this is
the Wayne.
This is like 2/3
That's what I
of,
thought.
yeah.
That's what I
And
thought.
so I reached out to their town office and they responded with a typo written email of kind of accusatory, like, are you gonna come check in person? And I responded and then I haven't heard anything back. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but you know, we can at least say we extended a hand.
Did you talk this to Shannon about that?
No,
Give,
should I?
Yeah. Cause it might be that a meeting at a higher level.
Yeah, probably.
But,
I mean, it was just like, I would just go and, you know, do similar to what I did here, where I, you know, sit there and we go through like a couple 100 pounds of records. Yeah, so,
Paula, you had a question?
Did you also look at properties on Dexter and Berry Pond?
yes.
Okay,
I mean, those are smaller, obviously, so.
but they're also in.
And I went through the GIS map on the town website
Mhm.
and I created this like, you know, the 400 whatever, and I went
Mhm.
through the town records and filled it all in.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Great, great.
actually, it's easier just to say no record.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, there's no record.
Yeah, I mean, it's split up, like categorized acreage, you know, building style, you know, primitive camp, or like, you know, modern home, you know,
Mhm.
you know, tax region, like, you know, street, like, you know, street number,
There's a lot of
homeowner, whether it's a
information.
trust, whether it's, you know, just like independent in one name. I'll get this to you, age of home, you know, and how old the septic is if it's there, yeah.
I mean, what we should think about and talk about at a future meeting is, okay, given this data, you know, what do we think should be done about it? There is already a state law in effect which says anytime you sell your property, you've got to update the septic. You either have to have it certified as being in operable condition or you got to upgrade it.
Yeah.
So that's one way to catch issue, because, you know, sooner or later, most properties do get sold, but you know, but not all of them.
And that's one, what we don't know too is whether people made good faith efforts and just didn't know they had to put in a permit. One of the things I think that we should do is we should break the project into two pieces really. First of all, let's fill the gaps. Why get something on that? And I think I'm gonna have a chat with Shannon tomorrow or the next day about maybe using what we've done with our survey, using the same thing. Would you provide us with information about your septic system? That goes to those, because we got the addresses, we know how to do it now. And I expect there'll be a considerable non-compliance with that. But what we ought to do is say something that very mildly says, someone will come by if you can't do it, or something like that,
You mean use E EDDM?
yeah.
Okay.
So that part, that's the law anyway, we're supposed to have some knowledge of their system. The next thing is what we do with that knowledge. We cause them, we have to, and it'll take a period of years, but we're gonna have to go through the ones that are on it, that don't have systems and get them into compliance. And we've only got one compliance officer. Now, one thing we could do is we could hire additional one. We simply augment our capacity in order to get over this, short-term crisis
Well,
situation.
is, that's a hiring a half-time person is a budget.
Well, sure, but so we'd have to bring it to the budget, of course, we'd have to bring it to the budget, yeah,
But that could go into the comprehensive plan as a
Exactly.
step
right.
to rectify this
Right.
huge deficit.
Yeah,
that we have.
exactly.
Right.
The problem of getting the information to start with doesn't have to go to the.
Right,
Yeah, I mean, the kind of thing we could come up with
Yeah.
in the plan is to say, okay, any septic system or more than X years old should be inspected and upgraded if necessary.
Yeah.
And we need an ordinance to, and we recommend
Yeah.
that
Right.
an ordinance be approved to
Yeah.
that effect.
Yeah.
And then we'll be following up on it to see, was it done?
And it's
So, yeah.
a public question too, that there ought to be a limit on the number of years you can go without pumping. 5 years is typical, but you'd
Well,
be
it depends
surprised.
on the size of the household,
Sure,
the
sure,
number of years
yeah.
that the pumping is recommended.
sure, and we should adopt a number and then let them come up with an alternative if they can, if it be justified.
Yeah. Although another variable obviously is it part-time use or, or seasonal
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
year round?
The
Yeah.
pumping companies have a whole
Yeah.
calculation that they use to determine that. Did you guys, as a former academic, did you do a brief literature review possibly with Google Scholar to gain any information about septic systems and its association with water quality?
Yes.
Oh, good. What are some of the nuggets that you gleaned from that we might be able to use as evidence to support some of the strong,
Oh, like sources.
some of the claims that we might like to make?
I mean, Lloyd gave me a whole book about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You ready yet?
Not the whole thing, but
It's good,
yeah,
right?
I'm getting it. It's good. Yeah, I'm getting through it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like there's like if he gave me a book that like a Wisconsin, water quality professor wrote about this exact
Mhm.
thing, but Midwest, lakes are still here, same thing.
Mhm.
You can check that out probably at the library,
Yeah.
Yeah, like make it accessible, yeah.
So I assume that, I'm sure there's a lot of technical detail there, but the essence of it is old septic systems cause leaks and impact impact water quality in a negative
But
way,
if we're
right?
gonna make that claim,
We've got a lot of,
We-
we've got
The,
it, yeah.
the data's there, yeah,
we-
yeah.
we should be able to
Yeah.
support that claim
Mhm.
if we're going to make
Yeah.
people do things.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't just say it's a bad thing and you
Yeah.
should do it.
right,
Yeah.
you know, the study that proves it.
Here's the evidence to support this action.
Yeah, and if you want in this imaginary table of contents hyperlink that we're doing online,
Yeah,
we can link like tens of studies. It exists, the data's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the question.
I have the water quality data as well, to my segue with that.
Mhm.
okay, is that, we done with?
Nah, I don't think you need any more,
Okay.
yeah.
But what we do need is, mention quickly over what you talked on the phone. We want you to, you guys, you need to divide this up a little bit, but call every town, every rural town going up the Kennebec or the Androscoggin River. to
Yeah.
Bethel, and then all the way up to Rangeley, up like Route 17, where.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now, what's gonna happen is they won't be there. Cause they're part-time.
okay,
You may have somebody that got call somebody, you may have to leave a message. They're not gonna be that many towns, but we'd like to know how widespread is this problem of absence of data.
So what is the information they're looking for by calling the towns?
To find out whether they have done the same thing he did. Do they have, do they know?
Just a survey of the
Right.
existing septic,
That,
and specifically on the lakes. And
On the river.
on the-
Lakes and rivers,
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
okay.
okay, and
Yeah,
what if you,
so I've done a little bit of the natural resource chapter with water quality and then balloons. I know there was an issue with that. I think I sent you the wrong one. I had Dexter and Barry or Dexter and Wilson.
yeah,
I had a separate one that was missing that. I sent you that.
okay, yeah.
But the data was kind of everywhere. A lot of it was missing. But that new graph definitely looked pretty good.
That Chris,
Yeah, balloon graph.
Chris, you there?
Sure, yes.
Did all of those have the same number of years of data?
You're referring to the loon count data?
Yeah,
No, some of the lakes definitely did not have, there were lots of holes in the data, actually.
okay.
Throughout the
Well,
year.
is that a three-year right moving average that gives you that shape or what?
No, that's just plotting the points directly from the table. It's not doing any kind of
There
an.
was also one which was kind of ups and downs, right? There was wavy.
they're all.
Yeah, yeah.
It was wavy, but then there's some gaps in between where they didn't have any.
Right,
survey data.
okay,
Hmm.
Yeah,
but,
for sure. Yep.
but what did you use to make the graphs that were wavy?
It's just Excel. It's Excel. I created a table of everything, and then I just plotted it. I just plotted it using Excel.
Can these guys,
I think it was
Yeah.
all the lakes combined, correct?
this doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I was just trying to find a way to not have,
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
But-
a separate plot for everybody.
This looks like it must be a moving average of some kind, it's not points,
With points.
what?
It's
It's
the
not-
number per year. The year runs along the bottom and the number of loons that were counted is. There are
I don't
no,
understand what I'm saying. What should I, how,
oh, it is hard to see, but I had to kind of look carefully.
This axis is the year.
I
and
understand
this
that.
axis is the number.
And so coming up, it's not on the line, it's like in between the line is where each.
but these have jagged edges if they were points.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, no. So Lloyd, it's just an Excel feature that you can just use smooth lines. That's all. So I can turn that
It's
off.
an excellent feature that what?
Can you smooth the line instead of?
Chris, you could use the bar chart, right?
You could use.
It would have been hard, a lot
there's
harder
about-
to understand.
There's about 20 other charts that you could use. Yes, but in this particular case, I was just trying to match the main Audubon, and I was being picky. So I could make it jagged if you want it to be jagged. It's fine.
No, but this is good, I just need to know what's it, 5 years, 3 years, is this, or what?
Yeah. No. So it's it's not averaged at all. So.
It's every year.
So it's basically well, so what I just understood from the conversation is that it's a feature of Excel, which basically just connects those points. Which
That's right.
instead of connecting it by a straight line, it draws a curve through it,
Yeah.
And you know
right?
what?
Is that?
If you look very carefully, you can see the dot. The point is there for every year.
And I can add the points if you want. It's like this is all just detailed.
That would be good, that would be good, if they can
Oh,
be,
yeah.
and they be
Oh, yeah.
large enough
Yeah.
to understand what they are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
But I understand your point too, that intuitively, well, that looks like a series of continuous points.
right,
Because it's a curve.
right.
So,
You two
And I know-
guys need to talk to him, and I think you should do that tomorrow about how to make your spreadsheet material compatible with his, so he doesn't have the Yodi translation. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
You
I
can-
think we're using a similar source of main Audubon, so it's.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the
I
problem.
just added Dexter adults and chicks and Berry and thing and just put it into one big table. That's all.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know last weekend was the actual loon count, so I don't know if we want to add those numbers.
We will add that.
Will they be reported that quickly?
They're.
I don't know,
Takes a while.
I think it's
They're
Allison
already-
Lincoln, it's Todd Perkins and I think Allison.
Allison Rich, I got the email.
Is that the 18 that we got?
I think it was 18.
I
Yeah,
don't remember.
pretty low.
Yeah,
Dexter was 4.
Actually, it was right on Facebook. They put it on Facebook.
yeah. So I can have those numbers.
But
Oh,
whether
so
they
it's-
got, whether you got all of them, well, would
Zero
be,
checks.
I'd expect it to take some time and we can get everything plugged all together. All at once, when they tell us how long.
Mhm.
It's better now than it was, but it used to be a headache to try to get this information.
Yeah.
But that's a good symbolic thing right there, one piece of data.
Mhm.
Now, we're also, which one of you guys worked on the land ownership?
That was me.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that guy for,
Dick Parker,
yeah, his wife picked up, he's like, yeah, I'll call you when he's done, just never happened.
Yeah. keep at it.
Yeah, well, I'll call him again tomorrow.
Little.
But like, I don't think anything's changed since
Right,
2016,
okay.
except that like 100-mile, like 100-acre
Yeah,
parcel. When it's updated, I can send it out tomorrow.
So what is the information you're looking for?
Like acreage, like owner, like relative address,
public land is for public recreation.
yeah, so like Glad Center,
That's just
all the conservation areas,
Yeah, we're just
like
current-
cemeteries.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
just send.
Okay,
It's just updating the list that was, in the comprehensive plan.
We wanted to know if there were any
Back to
changes and it turns out they weren't.
Like almost nothing changed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, we want you guys, and you can divide this amongst yourselves, to update all the maps.
I looked through, I did not find anything like new that was,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, that's good, that's good.
Back the same, yeah.
Okay, good, well, it's good to know.
right.
You gotta color the map green now.
There are different maps though on the IFNW, what you sent me in the beginning of the summer.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of those maps that I can't remember what they were, but it was.
It was like 5 of them, I remember.
Yeah.
Beginning with habitat or,
Yeah,
the beginning with
Yeah.
habitat, exactly.
well, yeah, it struck me that there might be some changes of one sort or another, and anytime there is, we should make a note of that or something, that we've checked all the maps and the ones we find are blah, blah, blah.
I
and where to
sent,
get 'em.
I sent you a memo with everything I found, if you wanna look through it, it's like. Just like a checklist, yeah,
I don't think it.
I'll send it again. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so that's everything you guys were gonna report on, right?
Yeah.
I've also been working on the municipal finances chapter as well, and I think I've replaced most of the tables so far. But I just went on the state website, we got all the tax information and valuation and just switch the numbers around.
Great, great. And
Fantastic, so when that done.
Place to-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry?
what I'm thinking too, where,
You need what?
where is,
A place to save all the documents.
Open
Yeah.
drive, yeah.
Yeah,
That's Chris.
I mean, send it to Chris, send it to me as well. I'm trying to keep track of everything as well, keeping all the
But
files.
we don't share a Google Drive.
we should have a
Shared drive.
shared drive.
Yeah.
Does the town have a OneDrive, a shared drive, SharePoint?
I was never given access, we do.
Do you know, as a select
sure.
board,
That's Shannon
former
question.
select board member,
I don't.
was there?
Yeah, one, but
Don't you have to pay Microsoft for that, or Google you wouldn't?
Well, I'm just inquiring
Yeah,
when.
if they have.
why don't you ask her
Whether
tomorrow?
they-
I feel like that might be. Cause I was scanning documents, I thought I saw something in SharePoint, but I'll ask them, yeah.
Cause it would be good if we could put our
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
on.
we should have one key operator, and it should be him. That he is on touch with where.
Right,
That's-
maybe read only, but. he-
Yeah.
That reference is to you, Chris. You're our
Well, he's pointing at you.
technical genius. That's why we're looking to you.
Yes.
One thing to be careful about data is data can very quickly become overwhelming. And a lot of the times you have data and you just kind of wonder, well, what do we do with it? For example, in the prior comprehensive plan, it was noted that we need to update the septic system ordinances to be able to better protect the water bodies. Well, if you dive into all the data that's available, you can be very quickly get overwhelmed with it. But you'll still come to the same conclusion of we need these new ordinances, so I don't put as much feeling and need in data that a lot of people do. Obviously, you need enough to justify your position. But once you've got that position, you don't need
Move on,
to kill a horse, you know?
yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah,
just a
good
general
point.
comment about,
I'll push what I have to you, but I tried to shrink it down to, as little as you need. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I need to talk to you for 2 seconds after we're done, so.
Good, good.
Manage now, we got AI to compress data,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I think with all the tax stuff too, it's a lot easier to look at a visual, get all the
Mhm.
numbers,
Yeah, yeah.
The numbers are still good to look at, but.
Yeah.
Visual.
I like graphs, I like bar charts, and
Yeah.
summarize it for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had,
Like yours, looks
you
good.
had the list of the known Wayne businesses? Which one is?
Yeah, that was me.
That was done, yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot I crossed out. in that
Yes.
list. Yeah,
So you'll send that along when it's ready.
yeah.
Okay, good.
I think I sent it to Ford because he's on the
Oh, yeah.
economy chapter, but I can
Okay,
send
let's wait for him then.
Yeah.
Wait for whatever. And you've got quarterly retail sales, you have any problem with that?
I did not get any of that data. I'll have to look
This
at that.
comes from. What is it? Look at the state, look at the state economist,
Mhm.
and it should give you quarterly retail sales for, they're behind, but these were 2 years behind, but they give you an indication of one thing, they give you an indication also seasonal it is. A tremendous bit, summer peak. And it'd be nice to bring that up to date. And if she doesn't have it, I'll try to think of what. We should have a source on every chart, every bit of data.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and we don't, and in a lot of cases.
And be careful with acronyms.
Always define that.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for
Yeah.
all your work, we really appreciate it, and
Yeah,
sorry you're leaving us so soon. I
Yeah.
I think you're
Just
gonna
getting
be.
excited.
Yeah,
Gotta go back
because they're.
Paul,
Our next meeting is August 17th. Sounds like you're both gonna be finished by then. right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to like zoom in, you make that happen, but.
We might take you.
All right, push me a link, yeah.
Just seriously, we could get some term papers out of this.
Yeah, all right.
Or your senior thesis, do you do your senior thesis?
I'm already graduated. so-
Yeah. But just you'd be wonderful, but we could do something on the civil government and
Okay.
process, so think about that, this is a lot of raw material, you may as well get used to it.
Alright.
So, okay, great, I'll be seeing you
Thank you.
soon.
Yeah,
All right,
appreciate it. Yeah.
thank you so
Tomorrow.
much
Yeah,
for
yeah.
coming.
of course.
Thank you very much for your time and efforts.
Still these away.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like gold now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to end pretty soon because I'm just got this much. food.
Well, good,
Ah,
that's the answer, that's what's good.
All right, so I think we went through and thank you, Lynette, for retrieving that. I had forgotten about those assignments actually, so thanks for refreshing on the review of the implementation.
And just for the record, this is the last one,
Huh.
so there it
Yeah.
is.
So, yeah, what Lynette is pointing out, Chris, is that, one of the specific proposals in the 2016 plan to protect water quality was propose a shoreland zone septic system inspection ordinance.
And I've done that year after year after
Every
year,
year.
because it hasn't got anywhere, hasn't gotten anywhere.
Just have to.
Okay, so, also, so I've checked off the community survey and the review of implementation. The thing that's left on old business, although we've kind of touched on a bunch of it already, is the state data sets and map resources. I don't know that there's a lot to say about that at this point.
I think that's right.
Anybody have any comments or thoughts about those? Okay, all right, I'll check that one off.
Oh, we need to let Tico back in.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
I learned what shelter wood. I knew the concept of shelter wood, but I did not understand how it applied in forestry.
Yeah, I didn't understand some of those terms,
But I-
and Shelterwood was one of them.
There's a book called Shelter Wood, a children's book, a picture book, and that's how I know what it is. And it's a lovely children's book. But well, first I asked Eric and he didn't know, and so then I Googled it, and it's a very interesting concept of a style of, a type of forestry harvesting that's done where you cut an equal number of trees of different ages, allowing new things to keep growing.
Huh,
It's different than a select cut because it's based on the age of the tree, and you have to make sure that you keep whatever you're cutting within equal parts.
Forestry
It
management.
was really interesting. I did not know that.
Oh.
Interesting.
I thought it was just the name of a children's book, but there you go.
Yeah.
okay, so on new business, we've been through, and I should have really said septic assessment update and loon count and all the other
Yep.
things that they've been working on, but I think we've gotten through that. We've already covered the transportation chapter. So, the two things that are left on there on my agenda are talking about planning a community meeting, an outreach meeting. And also I wanted to talk about Chris's grid feasibility study, which I thought was a masterstroke. Why don't we, if you don't mind, let's talk just briefly about the grid feasibility study. Did everybody have a chance to look at
You
that?
didn't get that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, so Chris, did you only send that to me?
Yes.
I only sent it to you.
Okay,
Maybe we could give everybody.
I think it's a fabulous idea. And why don't you go ahead and share it with all the committee members and
Sure.
now, do you think it makes sense? I mean, I would think it would make sense to incorporate that into the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I think it should be somebody from Central Maine Power or somebody who's got a little more experience may want to take a look at it. And just, confirm that it's not, that there could be, that there may be some holes. But yeah, I think something like this in the comprehensive plan would be great.
All right, we need background first.
Okay, so the background is that if you were over the last 10 years, let's just say, every time we lose power, I sit there and I look at all the numbers from all the towns, and Wayne very characteristically loses about 90% of the total Central Maine Power clients on most power outages. So we have about 980 customers, and we lose like 965 to 975 on just about every single storm. And there's one reason why. And the reason is because they call it a radial spoke, but it's basically just a line that goes from Winthrop up into the town of Wayne, and it stops right before Route 219. And it's a three-phase power line, but it dead ends there. So if we lose anything along Route 133, the entire town goes down. I think most people who've been here for a long time understand that's just the way it is, right? But it's not that way in Fayette and in Reedfield and in Leeds. And the reason is because there are multiple sources of three-phase power coming from multiple places. It turns out that Route 219, if you go down 4 miles, there's a Route 106 is the intersection there. That actually has a three-phase power line that comes from very much south of there, pretty much Lewiston, Auburn area. So that's like a separate grid. And there's something called a circuit tie, and there's actually money. FEMA and the Department of Energy actually has money set aside for resilience grants, where you could go to Central Maine Power and say, hey, look, we'd like to do a circuit tie to Route 106 along 219 and put in something called a recloser, a grid recloser, which allows you to go to pull power from either source. So it's a very common thing, and it would potentially give Wayne power from two places. And we could, so during an outage, if Winthrop goes down, we could pull power from a different place. So that's the idea. I'll send the document out. You guys can check it out. But I think just having a conversation with CMP would be great. We could put something into the comprehensive plan along these lines. But I would say we need to sanity check it first to make sure that there's something in here that's not just totally wrong.
And Chris, I happen to have a personal contact, a CMP executive who serves on another board, or used to serve on another board with me. And I'm not sure whether this was in his wheelhouse, but he could probably at least point us in the right direction of who we should talk to at CMP to try to get this figured out.
I live with a former VP at CMP, so.
Oh,
you know,
well then-
when I go home.
That's even more efficient. So
That sounds like a good contact right there.
fabulous. Okay, Lynette's got a closer connection than I do. So.
All right.
And you'll send out the feasibility study to all
Sure.
of us.
Sure.
And Lynette, if you could run it by.
Yeah, well,
It's really just.
he's my husband, 44
Okay, all
years.
right.
Yeah.
I was assuming that was the case, but I didn't want to be. All right, but I thought, Chris, I was enormously impressed with it. So, hopefully there's
Yeah, I mean, well, the idea would be just to request for a quick study from CMP, and I'm sure there's other ways to do this, and there's probably more than one place that Wayne could have power added to, other locations like up at Kents Hill or in Reedfield. There's multiple three-phase power sources. So I'll send it out and we can take it from there.
excellent. Okay, thank you, Chris.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay, so the remaining item is talking about a community forum. And which would really be the next thing after the survey, but there's, I don't think we have to wait until we totally wrap up the survey. I think we should go ahead and do it.
And maybe it should be community meetings, plural.
Well, we absolutely will have more than one. Do we want to plan more than one or take it one at a time?
Well, it'd be good to have the potential for some summer people here.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
August, and then we plan from there, based on how well things are going.
I think
And-
we had thought about having targeted meetings.
Exactly.
So we would take up different topics
Yeah.
at each one.
yeah,
And to Lloyd's point, perhaps trying to choose a topic that most concerns the summer residents.
yeah.
As an early one to do when they're here, that would be a really good idea. I know Mount Vernon is in the process of holding meetings for their comprehensive plan.
So based on the preliminary survey results, and this is hardly surprising, it looks like one of the issues that's top of mind for a lot of people is the water quality, and specifically the lakes, and in particular Androscoggin, of course. And I would think that's also kind of a natural topic for summer people, for obvious reasons. would that make sense to have one focusing on water quality, water resources, lakes, whatever? Or is that, you know, is that too narrow, you think?
No, I think that makes great sense. I know that ALEC and 30 Mile, you know, they've been holding community forums. I don't want to duplicate that work, so whatever
Yeah.
we do, we'd want to make sure that our focus is a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, you make a good point that we don't want to duplicate what they're already doing and, I think
Maybe a
Doug,
joint thing, just the three or something like that,
I'm sorry?
a joint thing. We do a joint. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and what is the group that Doug is involved with?
That is the Androscoggin Lake Steering Committee, and I'm on that.
Okay,
Cause you know, it can't be on too many committees. And what they have done is the steering committee has broken out, working groups. So we have a government relations group, we have a water quality group, we have a publicity group and whatever, I can't, we have a science, I'm on that one, science group. So, the steering committee is simply kind of coordinating the work
okay.
that the working groups are doing right now. A lot of grant writing, a lot of gathering of data.
And how is the, I mean, I almost want, you know, maybe it would make sense for us to meet with that. Or because they're doing a lot of the legwork already. I mean, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense for us to try to reinvent the wheel. I mean, you're in both. What do you think makes sense?
I don't know that meeting with them is going to help us unless we have some very specific questions, which I can convey at the next
Hmm,
meeting and bring you back answers. They are doing a lot of communicating with the public to try and get people to understand what's going on, that this is not gonna be a quick fix, that we have to have the data in order to formulate the plan. We've hired a environmental consultant out of Reed Field, and she is dutifully gathering all the information that's coming her way to try to come up with a plan. And I feel like the comprehensive plan meeting would be more kind of what Tico was saying, not so much data driven, but feeling, like, what are people's concerns? What are the uppermost concerns? And we tried to get at that in the survey as well.
yeah.
It's
They're more
higher,
of a discussion
it's
group.
higher level,
Yeah,
not
Right.
nitty gritty.
Right,
I'm not looking for solutions to
Right.
the algal bloom.
I mean, I'm just wondering what we'll get out of that. I mean, we'll get a lot of people saying this is a real problem and we gotta do something about it. But, you know, how useful is that in the final analysis?
It's like they took a big chunk of. What we would normally be responsible for and specialized in it, and they're doing an excellent job.
ALEC and 30 Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Yeah,
For Androscoggin, it's not the only issue for water quality and water issues in Wayne.
mhm,
And I think people are losing a little bit of sight about that. There are issues around invasives. And, you know, we have to remember that we have to keep that in mind, that, you know. Making sure that courtesy boat inspections continue and that patrols continue and all of that has to continue. And we have to continue to be concerned about the algal bloom in Androscoggin. You know, but the algal bloom is really the most important thing that has to be addressed right now because it has the potential for such a huge economic.
all right,
Has the potential for such huge economic implications for the
Yeah.
town. But invasive species infestation in our lakes and streams also have the potential for massive economic implications
yeah,
for the town as well.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know, you know, it's more than just the algal bloom that we
Yeah.
have to worry
Mhm.
about.
Yeah,
And it's more than just androscoggin. So we could have we could have a talk just about androscoggin,
Yeah,
but we could also have, you know, a talk about all water bodies and.
well, and all the
and-
water bodies is gonna include things like discussion of culverts, because
Right.
those culverts impact
Yes,
yeah.
all of
yeah.
the water.
that's right.
But I'm confused, are we talking about, we're talking about meetings? Are we
Right,
saying have a meeting about or are we saying get the community involved in it?
Yeah,
Well, so-
community forum.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh,
We're
so
talking about
mine,
bringing people together so
Yeah.
they can talk about their feelings
hmm.
about topics.
I think we're totally duplicating what's already being done.
yeah.
But
maybe
we're
so.
hearing, I know Richard and I heard from someone at an event just on Saturday. That, you know, you've gotta talk more about the water quality.
Mhm.
That was some feedback that we heard from somebody, about the lakes and streams. We said, well, we're gonna have community forums, you know, and that
Okay.
there's an opportunity for people to talk about it.
And we were talking about after the survey having. For those that, weren't you talking about that after the survey that we have an open, is that what we're referring to?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to open forums somewhere,
Oh.
maybe at the Ladd Center.
But it doesn't have to be after the survey, we, you know, because that's gonna be the middle of August.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
do it contemporaneous.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask Tico, what was the experience last time, 10 years ago, when you did the plan in terms of, you know, community input and forums? Do you remember how you did that? And did you hold a bunch of forums? I think there were, because I remember reading about them in the plan.
Firstly, we tried to make sure that people understood that these were open meetings. You could walk in, sit down, and if we're on a topic that was of interest to you, come on in and participate.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you had a question and we weren't on that topic at that time, throw it, and we would try to figure out some way to incorporate that.
Mm-hmm.
We of course had some public meetings. I don't remember how well they were attended.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I remember is when the plan came up for the townspeople to vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there were a lot of people there. There were still people that didn't quite understand what was going on. You're gonna hit that everywhere, no matter where you are. If we're, for example, if we're talking about having some meetings with people, and it sounds like we might be trying to concentrate certain topics. Well, just as soon as you do that, somebody over here is gonna say, well, what about? And so we're gonna have to be a little bit knowledgeable about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and it can be fair to say, well, we're working on data to try to support positions or whatever that might be. What I've found in however thousands of public meetings that I've been through is you don't always have to have the answer. You have to make sure that whoever is throwing the question at you understands that you heard what their question was and that you're willing to and able to try to figure out what the answer is.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't get too awfully worried about some of these ideas about public meetings, because we've all been there enough to, you know, figure out a way that, yep, this was the topic that we tried to work on. Somebody comes in over here, but we've got a way to, I won't use appease them, but as a way of doing it, but at least let them know that, yeah, we're interested in doing that. We don't have enough information at this point. Please keep interested in what we're doing and tell us how we're doing, and that way information can be shared back and
And-
forth.
When you were doing it, there probably wasn't the amount of energy that is currently going on with the water quality of around the lakes, because of the algal bloom. I think it's gotten everyone worked up. So I almost think that, to use analogy, the 30 mile and Interskogan Lake Committee are more speakers, and we're gonna be more of a microphone.
Listeners?
Yeah, so here's because if you go to these places, you know, like, I was at the Andrewscoggin Yacht Club, and they had someone present. And there was questions, and we couldn't handle them all. And I think people want to be able to communicate, so we will be the forum of being a microphone.
I think that word that you just used, forum, is a much better word than public meeting. Public meeting is it's a legal definition of, the board sits, the public is there, the board listens. And records what is said. But
Yeah,
a forum is more informal.
yeah.
Paula has in the past mentioned small groups,
Mhm.
charts on the walls, recording thoughts, a big
Yeah.
paper that says parking lot for all those things that we can't incorporate right this second, but I don't know how to facilitate those meetings. I don't know who we would go to. I was thinking of reaching out. I have a friend she was a classmate of my daughter's who's working on the Mount Vernon one, and I was thinking of reaching out to Anna to see if are they using a facilitator? How are they running these forums?
It's a good idea. I think it would greatly benefit from a facilitator.
Well, I know how to facilitate these events, but I'm only one person. So, it would be great if there were more people who know how to do that. But what we really need to do is listen to people.
Right.
And we need to hear what their concerns are and what their ideas are for
Yeah.
what they want Wayne to be
Yeah.
in 10 years. What are their concerns
Yeah.
about what's happening in Wayne now? I mean, they can ask questions, but we're not the repository of answers.
Yeah.
I don't see us as being the, oracle with answers. I see us as being the listeners to
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
In order to build a document
Right.
that will reflect their concerns.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So that we can be thoughtful in
Yeah.
in the
And
content.
it's part of our charge. I mean, we're charged both by state law and by the select committee
Right,
with gathering that kind of public input
Correct.
through forums.
that's right, through different modes.
Yeah.
So we're gathering information through a survey and we can gather information through public forums. I like that. One group, one subgroup, and we can do this through different population subgroups. One is through aging at home. We can maybe ask Deborah Emery if we can schedule a time when we can meet with the aging at home group and see if we can have a session there and see if people will come and talk with us at that. Margot Georgi has agreed to help us organize a group with young people. So that's another subgroup that we would have an opportunity to speak with, which I think is very valuable. I think summer people, people who are here generally in the summertime would be another extremely valuable subgroup.
But if I can interrupt, I think we're talking about two very different ways of organizing it. One is by subject matter, water quality, transportation, housing, or whatever. And another is by target group.
Population subgroups.
And I'm not sure they're incompatible, but they're very different. And I think we need to think about, do we want to do both types? Do we want to focus on one or the other? But it's a whole different way of splicing it up.
I think if we say, oh, we're gonna talk about, the algal bloom, it's a recipe for disaster. Because there are other groups addressing that. we are not the group to talk about the apple
Right. Yeah,
bloom and
yeah,
amber
yeah,
sprouting,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
we are the group to talk about the future of Wayne and the comprehensive plan.
well, but there's overlap between those two. I mean, because if
And
we
if
say,
people-
what are your concerns, you
They
know?
can raise
You
that
know, you
as.
know what people are gonna talk about, the lakes, the school.
Yeah.
That's what we wanna hear,
And-
that those are their priorities.
There are two things, though, we want their concerns, but we also want their thoughts on the solution too. That, and I think we should emphasize that.
Mhm.
Is that the AYC, that one gentleman talking about some things that I had never heard of before. The solution, so.
It's a great idea, yeah, and there are many methods we can get. Sticky notes, we can get dots, we can do all kinds of things with flip chart paper
The interesting thing about what you were saying, different subgroups,
and.
if you do something with aging at home, it's gonna be at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the retirees will come and that is their preferred time to
Yeah.
be out and about.
Yeah,
But if you wanna reach the working people, it's gotta be at 6:30 at night. You just have to
right,
take that
Yeah.
into account. So you
Yeah.
gotta do some of each. And I think
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of duplication from some rather extensive written responses on our surveys. We're gonna get a lot of that,
Mm.
but in a public forum way.
right, and that, in research is what we call saturation.
Okay.
So once we start to see duplication and especially from those open-ended responses, that's qualitative research
Yeah.
data. Once we start to see the same things
Mhm.
over and over again, then, from the forums, from those open-ended responses, from the survey results as we tabulate them, and it all starts to say the same thing. We know we've reached saturation. We know that we've got a solid mass of information that's looking like we've reached that saturation.
Well, we do have to, we've only got so much time left,
Right,
and everybody tells me that we really wanna wait till September, that July and August are already pretty well filled.
Mm.
Now, a lot of people
Well, I'm
are,
sorry, who says they wanna wait till September?
everybody I talk to that tells
About
us
what?
that, about anything, about scheduling anything, because there are plenty of things, events already on the docket.
Okay,
And that's a problem because some of the summer people stay through, even Columbus Day,
mhm,
but not all of them. And
mhm.
place that, so the crowd thins out, so what do we do?
Yeah, TK.
At the Winthrop American Legion. We typically have a monthly meeting and monthly dinner. Except for August and September, because we know everybody's. I'm supposed to be in France, so we know that trying to get people in at those times doesn't work. So part of what you're saying is right there. So now that's not to say that we can't get information. We could always get information. We may have to see what we get for information and then try to figure out what's the next step. Do we actually hit it? Do we get good information? Do we know what we need to know? Or do we have to come back, revisit that and get more? And a lot of these things, there's no way that we can know it right now. We have to interpret the data, figure out where we're going, and see where we're pushed to by the public.
Yeah.
I would think that these community forums are going to be going on through the end of the calendar year.
yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
That would be
yeah.
my guess.
yeah.
The question would be, do we wanna try and get one last week of August to try and get families that are leaving Wayne to go back, for kids to go back to school.
Hmm.
It's more the retirees might stay through Labor Day and into September and October.
Has the board tried to say, all right, here's our goal, we're gonna be done by,
Yeah, we have
and what's that?
You mean with the whole comprehensive plan?
Yeah.
Well, we
Next year.
need to get it done by 2028. And that, submitted to the state for approval, and of course, that has to go through town meeting and everything. I mean, nominally, I think we said we're gonna try to get it done in 1 year. I think that's,
ambitious.
ambitious, but, I
think it's overly so.
Yeah,
Yeah, and plus the state hasn't promulgated the regulations yet for the new statute, so.
Yes, there's a deadline. From my experience, don't worry about it. Yes, they will try to push you to that deadline. This board is important to, about setting its own schedule, making sure that you're all comfortable with the information that we get and that we've done the best that we can to get that information. There's always things you can do to get extensions and, all this stuff. From my experience last time, we took 2 years, didn't we? Yeah, I now, the good thing is, we've already got a plan,
Yeah.
but did we miss something? One of the things that I'm not sure is in there, but in all honesty, I haven't reviewed it for quite some time, is, all right, did we say anything about our ancient buildings, like the one that's across the street?
yeah, there's a mandatory section on archaeological
That's in there.
There's
sites.
also all of the legislation that's gone on about, what do you mean, about, applets and, give me some, the small house next to the big house kind of thing.
Oh, yes, ADUs.
That thing here, that was done in anybody's
That
mind.
didn't exist.
Yeah.
Figure out, and a lot of the stuff from today's looking at, it says that the people take that seriously.
Yeah, the ADUs, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's one example.
One of the things that's quite topical right now, don't know how it affects Wayne at the moment, but is topical is data centers.
Yeah, well, and that's something
Yeah.
that's something we specifically asked about in the survey, and,
And marijuana businesses, that didn't exist.
Yeah.
10 years
So
ago.
I would not constrain yourselves with date certain. I like the idea of, okay, gee, it would be nice if we could get it done in a year, but we still don't know what's gonna happen in that year. And we should be able to accept, okay, we need to do more to answer this whatever the question is we need to answer, so that people are comfortable with it,
So then,
But we're clear that we do need to conduct community forums and gather information, and then back, so, the questions come down to when, where and what time, how are we gonna organize them?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And at the opposite extreme, I mean, one we talked about, and I think I threw out the idea, well, maybe we should focus on water quality and lakes in the first one. But another approach entirely would be just to make at least the first one totally open-ended and say, we just want to hear from you about whatever your concerns are.
Yeah.
Now, that's taking a big bite, but,
But to some people, maybe that's the best way to go.
and it might be the easiest one to organize.
yeah,
And so if the analogy of the speaker versus the microphone. A-Lit is a speaker, so it's gonna be a particular topic. Well, this gets back, do we go by topical or by demographic?
Well,
A microphone, like you were saying,
I don't understand what you mean by the microphone.
means that we're not there to answer questions, we're there to pass the microphone.
Oh, to listen,
Listen.
to listen.
To-
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
but
yeah.
They.
Let
have-
them, yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you for that. We're there for a microphone to let them talk,
Yeah,
and that gets around their schedule, and like you were saying, you know, aging at home is 10 AM, and older people, you know, families are,
right,
so,
right, you have to meet people where they are.
right,
For
so
sure.
Yeah.
we're not gonna wanna we're more of, here's the committee, we're here to listen to you. Don't come with questions.
Because we're not gonna have that.
Right.
Tika?
I like the idea of keeping it as general as possible. With an introduction to say, okay, here's what we are trying to do. We're trying to do this comprehensive plan. It will include yada, 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 et cetera.
Yeah.
But we don't need to address all of those things right now. We want to listen to and hear from y'all and figure out, all right, I'll use the septic system. We probably know enough right now to write the paragraph in the comprehensive plan that's gonna do what we need to do with the septic systems and water quality, you know, we probably, between us, we could write that paragraph right now.
Mhm.
We need to justify some of that to the townspeople to say, look, this is a problem, this is what we found. Do we need all the data that we're gonna be able to bring to bear? No, I don't think we need any where's near that, but we need to have said to the people, this is what we've looked at and this is where we're headed to try to find the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
And now if it comes that further on, there's a lot of information or there's a lot of interest in a particular portion of this, yeah, maybe we can schedule a number or a time for that. The idea about the grid that Chris talked about, brand new to me.
Mhm.
And I'm one of these guys that there are 27 communities on my, or people on my line, and because that's so small, I'm the last one to get power back. And if we can figure out a way to better that, that'd be nice.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should be doing, that's part of what the comprehensive plan should be looking at,
Yeah,
from what I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
agreed.
Well, so do we wanna try to schedule something? We can do AJ home at any time. What, should we try to schedule something late in August or not?
I think we have to do it before everybody leaves in September.
But I also wanna put out there that if we are not gonna lose sleep over our deadline, we could begin this in September, October, and make sure that we hit the summer people next June with another meeting. So I don't know that we,
Would you say aging at home is mostly residents?
oh, it's all residents,
Yeah.
yes.
No, there's no summer people?
I mean, they might come for some of the
Okay,
events,
but
but
majority-
core is,
Yeah. Okay.
is.
Yeah,
our-
that's not an emergency.
So we could do that one first.
No, I think the summer people are the highest
So
priority right now.
you
You're
would
saying
rather,
next year?
No,
my suggestion was, initially I said something in August to get
Yeah.
it done. And
yeah,
then move forward, but if we don't wanna rush it, we can begin with year rounders and then hit the summer people next June.
I think we need to
So
do
let's-
data
okay.
collection now.
Okay.
We wanna finish the data collection piece, we don't wanna wait till next summer,
Okay,
I think,
I agree.
that's my.
Yeah, I agree.
Get going.
Yeah, I think we should try to do something in August, it sounded like people are receptive to the idea of just making it open-ended,
Yeah.
which
Right.
certainly
So-
simplifies it in a way.
Who will guide that process?
Well,
August 19th,
what's the night, what's happening on the 19th?
maybe we make that the day.
How did you come up with that day?
Because it's a good day.
Looking at our calendar, and it looks like maybe that could happen.
Sounds like a good day to me, but, let's see, and that gives us just about a month. Yeah, almost exactly.
Wait, no, August 19th is not good.
That's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Following Wednesday.
So let's, if we're really particularly targeting summer people here, although this will be open to everybody.
Mhm.
What's the best day of the week and what's the best time, you think? Or doesn't it matter?
Well, I
mean,
don't
if-
think a day of the week is just gonna be a crapshoot, because everyone's gonna have something on different days. Timing, I would say.
And although there are people who come up here just for the weekend, that's another category. I was,
You think a weekend?
if our primary focus is part-time residents, there is a component. I mean, I was talking to some of them the other night at the party. we were
Yeah.
at. They
They
said,
just
oh yeah, we
qualify
come up here
weekend?
on the weekends,
I think that's good.
I think that's gonna catch a number of people that otherwise might not be here.
Hmm.
Well, how about a Sunday at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Which Sunday?
The 16th. Right in the middle of the month? That's the day before our next meeting. I don't know that we can get it together.
Well, since we're listening, we ought to have, prepare PowerPoint.
That's
I
right.
think we need a power.
No, that's what he said, since we're listening.
Yeah, no, I said, we don't need it, we don't need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think all you need is a general introduction. of,
Yeah.
Here's what our goal is, to
And
come
then
up
you-
with a new plan.
Right.
It'll have some of these categories, but they're not all defined at the
How
moment.
about the 23rd? Gives us.
We leave, so
23rd, we're not
You're
here.
gone.
Paul and I leave town on
On
that
the
day.
22nd.
Yeah, so we would, for us,
16th works better.
16th definitely works better. Yeah, all right, should we shoot for August 16th?
On the 16th, and then we'll.
Unfortunately, I wonder if Carol would be willing to add to that.
Amend what?
The messenger, probably not, because it's gonna go out. Let's see, today's the 20th.
Did we miss?
I was talking to Carol yesterday because I wanted to get sailboat lessons and she said she's still working on the message.
So we jump on
Jump on it.
Yeah,
But we'd have to find out, I think we would wanna do it at the Lad Center, we'd have to
Oh,
see.
right.
if we could get the Lad Center.
at
Right,
least the weekend would be we'd avoid their weekly programs for kids.
yeah, great idea.
Yeah,
So who
right,
do we talk to book the Lad Center?
Adam,
Adam Brooks.
Did we say 2 or 3 have we been done with planning?
I'm thinking Sundays, people are sailing, they're at the yacht club during the day, but so 3 or 4 o'clock, I would think would be good, because it doesn't,
Okay.
it's not in the middle of someone's day.
Okay, 3 o'clock.
What do we
So-
call it?
Community, Comprehensive Plan Community Forum.
Yep,
Well, let's think about that for a minute. As soon as a lot of people, their reaction to planning is negative, and I'm one of them.
Okay,
If they're negative, you gotta think of something with a more. Leave the idea of comprehensive plan, but Wayne's future.
or I was getting forum on the future of when.
There we go.
Yeah, and then you could have some,
Right, that makes good.
somewhere, but work with that idea.
No,
I
I
like
get-
that, Richard.
Something leaves,
I mean, that's catchy, I mean,
That's why you get the big one.
yeah.
Link it, I'm gonna see if I can find that little card. Did they close the door? Yeah, they did.
I can pull it up.
Oh, here it is. Help us guide the future of Wayne.
There we go,
well, that may work.
that's pretty close, yeah,
Then that avoids the idea, all this big
Yeah.
mechanical stuff with planning and
Yeah.
data
yeah.
and all this other stuff.
All right, so I'll contact Adam Brooks to
Does
see,
anybody have his number?
Eric has his email, because he's on the lab board.
And should we make it for an hour or 2 hours,
No
Oh,
more than two,
2 max.
yeah.
I say one.
Yeah, and maybe.
You think that would be enough? Really?
One is not enough.
I think it'd be
One's
too,
not-
go
We
too
get a good
fast.
show, you think we'll
Well,
get a good
some
show?
people-
I think 2 hours at a minimum.
Max.
Well, okay, well, then we'll agree on two. So it's the minimum and the
I
maximum.
mean, if we have to go, I think people will, it would be, if you say it's longer than 2 hours, people will be like, oh my god, I can't. take
Right,
it."
right. I think.
Right.
that-
Yeah, if I was to see a 3 hour meeting on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. All right, let's say 3 to 5 PM on Sunday, August 16th, hopefully at the Lad Center.
Chris, you've been quiet. What do you think of all
Who's
this?
laughing?
I think it's a great idea. Let's do it. 3 PM works,
Okay.
August 16th, yeah.
All right, so I'll contact Adam, see if we can reserve it, then I'll contact Carol about adding this information to the messenger, to the piece I've already given to her. That's useful to know that she's still working on
Yeah.
it, so and what other methods can we use to get it out? Oh, we can ask Shannon to to post it on
Yeah.
the website.
The usual route, both into the.
And then we'll want, right, and then we'll want to do a bunch of posts.
I think that's Adam's.
Good size,
Oh.
both sides,
Great.
and the.
Lad, 2 Ds,
Okay,
rec@gmail.com.
Lad.
Rec.
Right.
Open calendar is right. It is.
And is that his, is that
Oh my
a
God.
phone number?
That's the phone number.
Some missing, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean, there's.
is that his personal? phone
No,
number?
that's the center for number, 685.
But the 19th, I almost made a mistake.
54616. Okay, well. And so we'll post it on the website and then, Lynette, since you did such a great job on the card.
We can use a similar,
Yes, good.
Mhm. What would you like me to do?
Prepare a flyer, which we can post around
So
town.
another 8.5 by 11.
you can use the same,
Yep, the same color
the
scheme.
same thing, but
So that is his email. Eric just confirmed it.
Oh,
And
excellent.
I asked him for the phone number too, so.
Excellent.
So Lynette, you're gonna get flyers for this forum? Is that what I'm
A
hearing?
poster, yeah,
Oh, poster,
to put
okay,
up
Yeah,
around town.
okay.
And short farmers market,
I'm sorry?
farmers market,
Yeah,
somehow one of those or more.
I gave them one of the flyers and they're gonna keep the flyer, they're gonna keep bringing the flyer
Yeah.
back every week.
great. Well, we could perhaps do the same thing with this.
Right.
Okay,
Change it
now,
enough so it,
now
So
just
it's a
don't,
little bit, yeah, exactly, but kind of the same color
Color,
scheme and
no problem.
okay.
looking.
All right, so this is all hangs upon the lads that are being available. Now suppose they say, oh, so can't use it that day,
Then,
you know?
the church,
Oh.
That's a good,
The church downstairs, not in the
Yeah.
pews.
in the pews, because then you'd have that, of course, we're not, when the.
Downstairs would be
Downstairs
better
would be
because
better.
then you can, it's more,
Flexible,
it's more conducive to a discussion.
Yeah.
small.
Is that booth better? I mean, is it echoing in the basement?
No, it's fine.
no,
It'll be good for small group conversations. We can set
Yeah.
the chairs up in
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
Not trying to do small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
but I think our first choice would be the lads center.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'll reach
The
out.
third option would be the school gym, because by that point, you probably can use the school gym.
Oh, there's an
Huh.
idea. Yeah,
Oh.
there's an idea, actually.
Huh,
Hmm. Summer school, is there summer school?
No, it's just the way that they clean the school, the floor of the gym gets a lot of attention.
Oh, okay.
And
huh,
it's not accessible, but I think by that point, because school will be starting in a week, they'll be
Mm.
ready.
okay, all right, good ideas.
There should be somebody who will be an attraction. A person that everybody will know, who will.
A draw,
A draw, which will, and you got to think about this, man, I get go, but.
who's that?
I don't know,
We'll get Troy Jackson to come.
We're Graham Plattner.
Here's a guy who's out of a job. Would like to hire you.
Some real well-known figure,
Yeah, yeah.
to be a kind of overall,
It has to be a neutral person.
yeah, and it has to be. So obviously some of the joking is done on the side. Think about somebody who would be instantly recognizable. A newscaster or
Well, getting somebody lined up to do that as a volunteer, how about you volunteer to look for somebody?
Great idea.
You see if you can find somebody.
All right, what about Kurt Hickman?
Who, Craig?
Craig Hickman?
Oh, Craig. Yeah.
I don't know if he does that kind of thing.
I'm-
He's a little polarizing, I think. I don't know.
Well, is there anybody who's not?
These days,
Not Wayne,
no.
no.
Afraid not, afraid not.
We're very polarized.
Well, I mean, the idea of having us, kind of a celebrity figure there is interesting, but ultimately this is our responsibility.
Yeah,
We gotta run the show. We may not be celebrities, but, we're there.
We should sit in the audience through this thing too. Not go from
A
this to the-
celebrity
in
person.
front with a chair and bothers me.
Well, I mean, there has to be, we can talk
We-
about the people have to have a way of addressing, they have to know who the hell they're talking to, and after all, I mean, my conception of this is,
Facilitator.
this is the committee,
Oh my God.
the comprehensive plan committee is here, and here we are, to listen to you. You can see us, you can talk to us, we're right here, I mean, if you stick us in the audience, it's like, well, where are these guys, who are these guys, what's good, guys, and women, and, people. I think, like it or not, I think we have to be upfront.
Mhm.
And, all right, so you're not gonna wanna,
Sit in the audience?
If you have one person, the celebrity of lack of better words, people are gonna think they're going there for that person. They're coming here to talk to us.
Yeah,
That's what this is about.
yeah.
all right,
Yeah, again, do you remember how you did it? And you guys were both on the committee last time, right?
we didn't do it quite the same way.
How did you do
That's
it?
good, that's not,
Yeah, I don't remember that we had a lot of input from
yeah.
other groups. I mean, we had special groups come in to talk with us.
Mhm.
We had somebody from the planning group at the state and a bunch of people, very, very specific categories. But nothing quite as general as what we're trying to do here.
Okay,
Yeah, and that reminds me, and just jumping ahead a little bit, for the August 17 agenda, there are a couple of things that I want to put on there, and one of them is having Jess Dunning from KLT come to talk with us. He's
Just dying.
Dunning, right? He's the director of, oh my God. Thought she is the director. She is the director of land conversation, newly,
Conservation,
new, right?
yes.
And wants to come to talk with us about community priorities. So that would be something along those, although this is really Paula's connection through the Conservation Commission, right? And is she coming to talk to us or to listen to us or both, or to have flesh it out a little bit?
Both. I think we're going to have an exchange. No, she's meeting with various groups. She also wants to meet with the Conservation Commission, but she wants to hear from us about community priorities. By then, we should have some information from the survey. We will have a little bit of information from the community forum at that point.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to share some information with her, I think.
Okay.
On the 17th.
On our meeting,
All right.
because we already have a meeting
That's
scheduled
15.
for the No, for the.
The
17th,
Monday
right,
is
Seventh.
but the forum is the.
Right. But the forum is the 16th and the next meeting is the 17th.
Right.
Next meeting of this committee. And then another item is the community action grant.
Yeah,
For the Wayne flood
and
vulnerability.
if I could
assessment.
just mention, that report has now been posted. We're in the process of disseminating that report. And we're going to be printing up copies of it. It's a pretty sizable report, so it's expensive to print. So what I'm going to ask you to do is please go to the website. I just learned this evening that it has been posted to the website. So if you could,
The
have.
website of the Conservation Commission,
Of the
You don't
town,
have.
Of the town.
Little website.
of the town.
The wayne.maine.org, the full,
Is that right?
it's posted under news,
Yeah.
yes, it should be right there on the front page. And, and there's a one-page, two-sided executive summary that's available, but you really should look more deeply into the report so that you can get more information. The reason this grant was acquired was to help inform the comprehensive plan to a large extent, as well as for other purposes. But, when the grant was written, it was largely written into the grant to say that it was to inform the comprehensive plan. And it has quite a bit of information in it about culverts, which you had mentioned earlier, which are very important. So please have a look at that if you
What is
don't
the
mind.
name of it?
Flood vulnerability
Flood.
assessment.
So in 1974,
Mm-hmm.
as a new member of the state planning office, my first task was to review the HUD floodplain maps for that time.
Oh,
At that time, HUD had mapped the Augusta Airport as being part of the Kennebec floodplain.
Hmm.
So,
okay, well, if it gets to that point, we're all. Trouble area.
so the group of us that was reviewing that really didn't have a lot of confidence in what was being done. So I have no idea what's coming, but I'm sure we'll review it.
Yeah, it's the very first item when you open the webpage
Yeah.
of the town
Yeah.
office. It's the
Yeah,
very
it's the
first
first one
item.
there.
So, you should be able to.
101 pages for the.
Yeah, it's a substantial report. It was the implementation was a full year, but it included a community forum to identify the priority on which this community action grant was focused.
I have to ask us to end this meeting. I've gotta leave my house at 6:15 tomorrow morning. So
Yeah.
Really need to be done.
Is there any, I was about to wrap up. Is there any other business that anybody wants to put forward? If not, we can take and just to, we are meeting again August 17. That's our next meeting.
And if there are any other agenda items, send them to Richard ahead of time.
Yeah, that would be
I hope that
helpful.
we adjourn.
Okay,
I second.
second,
All in favor?
all in favor? All right, adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Richard. Take care, everybody.